Shamar Joseph took 7 wickets as West Indies won a test in Australia for the first time since 1997. The tourists held their nerve in a thrilling finish to win by 8 runs and ensure a drawn 2-match series. Fast bowler Joseph, who hobbled off in tears 24 hours earlier after being injured while batting, finished with 7-68 in Brisbane. Steve Smith carried his bat for Australia, who lost their first day-night test match. Joseph, who quit his job as a security guard just 18 months ago, found plenty of pace at the Gabba to rip through the Australian batting order. Shamar Joseph is a Guyanese cricketer who plays for Guyana in first-class cricket and for the West Indies in international cricket. He is a right-arm fast bowler. He made his international debut for the West Indies cricket team in January 2024 against Australia at the Adelaide Oval, where he took Steve Smith's wicket with his first ball in Test cricket, going on to take 5 wickets, 5/94ths, the best Test debut for any West Indian bowler in Australia. Prior to his professional cricket career, he worked as a security guard. Joseph is from Baracara, a small community in East Brisbane, Guyana, about 225 kilometers up the Kanja River and 2 days by boat from the port city of New Amsterdam. He grew up with little to no access to internet facilities or telephone connections, as Baracara only had one black and white television and no other modes of communication except landlines. In addition, Baracara only had a small health center and a primary school, and there was no room for the secondary education in the village. Joseph grew up in a family of 3 sisters and 5 brothers. Joseph grew up idolizing Curtly Ambrose and Courtney Walsh, opening bowlers of the West Indies cricket team, watching their highlights and imitating them in his tape ball games around the village. He started bowling with fruits such as lemons, limes, guavas, and peaches, along with a tape ball, and it was dubbed as Jungle Land Cricket in Baracara. Currently, he is the neighbor of fellow West Indies cricketer Romario Shepherd. He experienced his first taste of cricket playing for Tupper Park Cricket Club in a few First Division and Second Division matches. He became the first Test cricketer from Baracara. Prior to his cricket career, Joseph worked with his siblings and father in the logging industry, felling and chopping logs in the Baracara and transporting the timber down the Kanja River to New Amsterdam. Following an incident in which a falling tree nearly hit him, Joseph decided to move away from Baracara and relocated to New Amsterdam seeking work to support his family. In New Amsterdam, Joseph found employment first in construction, working as a laborer, and then as a security guard. His job as a security guard required him to work long, 12-hour shifts, across day and night, leaving little scope for cricketing endeavors. Eventually, with the support of his fiancée, Joseph decided to quit his job and pursue his cricketing ambitions full-time. It was through Romario Shepherd that Shamar Joseph got his first break in cricket. Shepherd introduced Joseph to the Guyana cricket team, where Joseph connected with S1 Crandon, the Guyana head coach, and with other senior Guyanese players. He also received support from former Guyanese cricketer turned businessman Damien Vantil, who assured Joseph to try his luck in cricket by forgoing the security guard job. Joseph immediately made a great impression, recording debut figures of 6/13 in Division 1 cricket. He also attended a fast bowling clinic in Brisbane run by Curtly Ambrose. He also stamped his authority further when he took 8 wickets in a trial game, and it eventually prompted him to gain a call-up to first-class cricket. Joseph also played club cricket for the Muslim Youth Organization, MYO Sports Club in Georgetown. Joseph was named as one of 4 uncapped players by the Guyana Harpy Eagles for the 55th edition of the regional 4-day competition, and never played or represented Guyana at any level prior to his call-up for the first-class cricket tournament. He made his first-class debut for Guyana against Barbados on February 1, 2023, during the 2022-23 West Indies Championship. He took his first career 5-wicket haul in first-class cricket against Windward Islands during the West Indies Championship, and ended with figures of 5/41 in a spell bowling 12 overs. He was initially brought in as a net bowler by the Guyana Amazon Warriors for the 2023 Caribbean Premier League and made the 2023 Guyana Amazon Warriors squad as an injury replacement for Kimo Paul. During his maiden CPL stint, he met Prasanna Agoram, the talent scout for Guyana Amazon Warriors, who encouraged Joseph to take his cricket career seriously. Joseph made his debut in a league stage match against Barbados Royals on September 17, 2023. Joseph was also one of the key members of the Guyana Amazon Warrior side, which emerged as 2023 champions in the Caribbean Premier League, CPL. Although he only played 2 matches in his 2023 maiden CPL Guyana Amazon Warriors stint, Joseph was remarkable in his ability to deliver short-pitch deliveries at speeds exceeding 140 kph consistently. Joseph made his debut playing for Guyana against Barbados on October 29, 2023, during the 2023-24 Super Cup. He was included in Guyana's squad as an 11th-hour injury replacement for Ronsford Beaton for the CG Insurance Super Cup. In November 2023, he was named in the West Indies side for their tour of South Africa to play against the South African side in a 3-match first-class series. He was impressive during the first-class series against the South African side, where he was the joint wicket-taker for the West Indies side alongside Kevin Sinclair with 12 scalps. In December 2023, Joseph was named as one of the 7 uncapped players in the West Indies Test squad for the Tour of Australia as part of the 2023-2025 ICC World Test Championship. He made his Test debut at the Adelaide Oval on January 17, 2024, in the first Test of the 2-match series against Australia. The first 2 spells he bowled at the Karen Rolton Oval against the Cricket Australia XI side earned him a place in the first Test match of the series against Australia, as his bowling spells impressed the West Indies selectors. He came in at number 11 on his Test debut during the first innings of the West Indies, and scored 36 runs off 41 deliveries. He also put on a last-wicket partnership of 55 runs with Kemar Roach to support the West Indies, to a total of 188. He registered the highest individual score by a West Indian number 11 batsman on Test debut. Joseph also took a wicket off the very first delivery he bowled in his Test career, when he dismissed Australian opener Steve Smith for 12 runs. He also became only the second West Indies bowler to have taken a wicket off the first delivery bowled in Test cricket, after Tyrell Johnson, when he drew Smith to edge it to Justin Greaves. He also dismissed Marnus Labuschagne. On January 18, 2024, he took his first 5-wicket haul in Test cricket, by doing so on his Test debut, and became the 10th cricketer from the West Indies to take a 5-wicket haul on Test debut. He also became the second bowler in Test cricket history after Nathan Lyon to complete the double of having taken a wicket off the first ball in Test career, and for having taken 5 wickets on Test debut in maiden innings. He also became the first West Indies player to achieve the unique distinction of having scored over 50 runs, and to have taken a 5-wicket haul on his Test debut. Although West Indies lost the first match by 10 wickets, Joseph became a fan favorite for his performances. On January 28, 2024, he picked up his second 5-wicket haul in only his second Test match against Australia. And his spell of 7 68s in 11 5 overs helped the West Indies clinch a thrilling Test win by a margin of 8 runs. He spearheaded the bowling performance for the West Indies, registering their first Test win against Australia in Australia after a gap of 27 years. He had earlier injured his toes while batting when hit by a delivery by Mitchell Starc during the second innings of West Indies side.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on more inspiring stories from the world of sports.